So I'm going to read a poem today that I wrote at a very naive time in my life. At the time when I wrote it, I had gone through some hardship and had revamped my life and gotten to a place where I was very, very happy. And I thought, that's it, that I went through the hardship and now the happiness comes and now it's all going to be la la happy from here on out. And I think what I found is that I think what I know now as I'm older is that this life, there's always something going on that can make us terribly unhappy. And there's always something that we can think, I need to eliminate this and then I'll be fine. And I think what I've learned is that we experience life in moments, moment to moment to moment to moment. And some of those moments are so happy. Some of those moments are so happy. And if we can recognize those moments when we're happy and experience them with gratitude, but recognize fully that these moments will pass too, and that something new, some new hardship will come into our lives and we'll have to experience it and go through it. Then I think when we expect it to be there all the time, that's when we create for ourselves the greatest misery. When we attach ourselves to the idea that things are supposed to be different than they are. When we attach ourselves to the idea perhaps that we should be feeling better than we do. You know, why do we have to be inflicted with this illness? Why do we have to suffer these financial hardships? Why do we have to be in this relationship with this difficult person? When we attach ourselves to the idea that things are supposed to be different, that's when we create misery for ourselves. Happiness is recognizing that life is sometimes very difficult and that despite that, we have to move forward and go on. And I'm the first to say I am not good at this all the time. I mean, I'm good at this sometimes. But so often I get myself in this place where I'm absolutely miserable thinking things should be different than this. I remember reading, man, I wish I could remember the name of the book right now. I can't. If I remember it, I'll talk about it later. It was the story of two sisters who were put in a concentration camp. And they were able to smuggle through the 5 Gospels. And they were in the bunk together, and one sister says to the one's moaning, saying, you know, we're in this concentration camp. Why would God do this to us? Blah, blah, blah. And the other sister reminds her, you know, no, we're supposed to be grateful for everything. And the one sister says, how can I be grateful for these fleas? Because there were just fleas in the straw every place. They were jumping on and biting them constantly. Well, it turns out that looking back on their experience after they had gone through it, they realized that the reason to be grateful for the fleas in the straw was that it kept the guards out of the bunkhouse. And with the guards out of the bunkhouse, they were able to take the 5 chapters of the Gospels that they somehow smuggled into the concentration camp and teach people around them the gospel. And so they ended up on their knees thanking God for the fleas. And I guess that's what I'm trying to say, is that my attitude has changed about what happiness is, how to find it. And now it's just an attitude of gratitude about everything in your life, negative and positive, because there is a reason why it's there, and it's just difficult to find that reason sometimes. But eventually I think that we'll understand the reasons why hard things happen. And it's just moving forward in gratitude, regardless of whether or not we have understanding, that creates our happiness. And I'm working on it. I'm not good at it. I'm not good at it at all. I am absolutely miserable and sad a lot. And I work on moving out of that, but I'm not good at moving out of that all the time. I'm only good at it sometimes. And so anyway, this is the poem. Echo Rock. The boulder, surprised to find itself flying, wondered in flight where it might land, and then viewed for the first time things standing still. It hoped, with a caterpillar hope, that the place it came down would be kind, not the same molten tension from which it had been spewed. Landing, pieces split off, the endless rolling and rolling, I shall become sand, it thought. Upon stopping, it found itself the tower in a field of free horses, placed at such an angle and distance that children clamored to stand on it and shout to the space between mountains. They listened for the answer, while the rock looked to the sky and whispered, "Thank you, thank you."